Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the canyon. Welcome back to another installment of the Not Off to Watch Wheelin Wednesday. You know what? I love a Wheelin Wednesday. So if there's a video series that I do primarily for myself, it's probably this one. It's nice to hang out with y'all, but it is a smaller group than what we usually hang out with. So I can't remember who was out here last when I was trying to get over this, and I feel like I got defeated. I feel like I'm going to get defeated again today. I think here's what's happened. Here's an explanation. The contraption is one of the few things here made out of wood. Someone had asked a question about how I considered making wood obstacles. And really the only thing I seem to like making out of wood are bridges. Because this is the desert, and wood does not age super great. Evidenced as here, because I think what has happened is there's now enough slack in the straps on this side that, like, and this guy doesn't have a super long wheelbase, and we are totally high centered here. So while a part of me wants to make it over this from either direction, I'm not particular as to which. We'll try it. I'm not particular as to which. I'm not 100% sure this is makeable at all anymore. This, if you saw any of the bridge and tunnel, we had a very similar thing to this, where you get a wheel up under the strap, and then you can break stuff. So why are there no wooden obstacles aside from, well, we've got, you can see them both here. You got that and that. And the teeter-totter is extremely difficult, and that thing is just rotting to smithereens. Like, every time I come out, the sun has dropped a couple more little triangles off of it. So yes, looking at it more closely this most recent time, what has happened is I know I mentioned it before. It's some sort of, I think it's cotton webbing. It's not like nylon strapping. Whatever the strapping is made out of, it is deteriorating. So the straps right here that go up have deteriorated to the point where they're really slacked out now. They used to be basically tight, and now they're too floppy. So perhaps it will still be passable from this side, but you know, as has been established pretty clearly in the past, having the correct sight line, this is me we're half making excuses here. Having the correct sight line is pretty critical to traversing this. Now, this doesn't explicitly rule out me attempting to refabricate something along these lines. This was a $0 thing. This was literally made out of scraps. Now, if we can get over here, yeah, you can see oh yeah. So this whole section at this end, the straps have gone so baggy. There's no getting over that. So with a conventional vehicle, let's see if we can get off of it. There we go. Eddie's got some skills. I'm not ruling out building something like it. I like the webbing idea, but I'm gonna need something obviously tougher. So, is it possible to rebuild this one? I don't know. I mean, I'll have to give it some wiggles, see if it's still structurally sound. I guess I could just replace the webbing on it. That would be nice, not having to rebuild the whole thing. But it is certainly easier to work with concrete, whether it be pre-crushed concrete or fashioning my own facsimile of concrete, because this stuff, I would call this semi-permanent. Like, wood is going to wear, but this stuff you know, this is paper thin. You could break this stuff up pretty easily, honestly, but it's firm enough to walk on, and it can definitely withstand 6 to 8 pound toy cars with no issue. I can't see. Some of the best non-seeing moments here. Ah, there we are. So here is the newest part of Savage Lands, for those not familiar. This had been my intention from the beginning. I wanted like a bowl section here, and I don't know. It's built out of some particularly big chunks. These guys, you can see a little bit of the edge of a curb right there. So they are like balls of concrete that were broken out of, I think this was snack bar. There was a snack bar at a golf course. I know the lineage and or heritage of some of the concrete that has arrived here. Like Oblivion is made out of a surround around someone's in-ground pool. And then presumably they got it all torn out. All the pavers that we've seen out here also came from around a pool. I just chalk it up to rich people things. Like rich people are like, oh darling, we can't have these pedestrian bricks here. We must put down something from Corinth. And then they just change it all out and they throw it away. I have a walkway that runs from the garden shed to my workshop. And when I looked it up on Lowe's, which they don't sell it, so I went to Home Depot and looked it up. That's $4,000 worth of bricks. They just threw it away. There was like 18 broken bricks. All told, it was like 1,600 bricks, something like that. Just threw it away. Yeah, the murder hole here. Okay, so he can get out on that angle. Yeah, he can get out on that angle and escape out this way. That would be the way out. Can't see where I'm going. Can't see what I'm hitting. All right, let's bring it around again. There we go. All right, let's see if we can get out to the other side. Oh, again, perfectly placed. We're straight axles here, Eddie. Straight axle Phoenix. And Eddie would have most likely had a Phoenix shell on him, but at that time we were still adhering to the no duplicate bodies thing until there was a perfect confluence of cheapness and just giving up, right? Once we realize the J Concepts Creeper, the cab only, is $25, and I've gotten fitting them down to a science. So if I had opted to put a Creeper on this guy instead of the Traxxas Sport Camper that's on here now, do I think his performance would be enhanced? Yeah. But, I mean, a lot of the character of these vehicles, I think, comes from the body. Deepwood's doing the work. Hey, Eddie was a tough one for me. I had realized he was not getting a lot of wheel time because I still do. I genuinely prefer the Phoenix Portal to the straight axle. I have basically 3 vehicles that are Phoenix Portal based, and this is the only straight axle one because, you know, I had to try it and to like see what's the deal. But I don't know. I really like the Phoenix Portal. And as I have also said in the past, we do not loathe to repeat ourselves whenever possible. Because, you know, I don't know who's seen what. When the Canyon started, in the early days of the Canyon, it was everything portals all the time, always. I want to say that the first 4 vehicles. It went TRX4 Defender, Capra, MST CFXW, and then in that first couple was my first Phoenix, Argentum, the Phoenix Portal. So it was Portal. I'm desperately digging the memory, the Ecto. The Ecto that would later become yellow was the first rig that I bought that had straight axles, because I didn't see any advantage to a straight axle. Yes, they side hill better, they do stuff like this better, but like, oh, he's going to be so spider webby when we get done with this. So when the course was getting built and laid out, like a lot of this stuff was all built and laid out around portals and tested with portals. And so there are a lot of sections out here, and we're trying to kind of smooth it down, though, you know, to what degree, because a lot of it was built with and or for portals. So ground clearance is key in many of the places out here. Particularly this Savage Lands is older, not oldest, but like I mentioned, the murder hole section over there is the first concrete that has been placed into this obstacle section. And as naming conventions were working, we were in all Mastodon at that time. Savage Lands is, well, okay, so you've got where we are, Savage Lands. Look, very poisonous Datura. Back that way, we've got Sultan's Curse. Over that way, we got Roots Remain, and then Leviathan. So those are the 4 that sweep across here. They're all really big. Like, we don't have any, like, if you go over towards the water section under the cover of the tree, like Drybone Valley is actually a really small thing, and Undertaker is really small, and Oblivion and Anomaly are pretty small. But these sections out here are just big, because the whole thing came about as a buddy of mine was like, you know what would be cool if it went all the way around, and now it does go all the way around, and we've spilled out into the middle. But this is still, oh, look at the spider webs he's dragging. But this is still some of the section that's like trailing. You know, you got to have some trailing, because as I learned, hopefully not too late, is that every obstacle doesn't have to be impossible. Like, sometimes you just want to come out and drive around. I'll dig here. Nope, not enough. Not enough traction. There we go. I do love bridges. Oh yeah, it seems like a perfectly valid time to mention that Bridge 10 is in the mental workbench right now. We're trying to cover all of the. We're trying to cover them all. We've got 2 rope bridges. We've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 wood bridges. We've got 1 metal bridge. And metal bridges are a little harder to come by because, I don't know, my motivation to go out and buy metal. I haven't bought material to make any bridge except for the very first bridge, the rope bridge that goes over the stream. I bought the rope. I bought like a $4 thing of yellow nylon rope at the hardware store, and that is the only material that has been bought to facilitate bridges. Bridge 9, the metal bridge, was fashioned out of rebar that had been broken out of concrete slabs, and then I cut down into pieces, and some pipe that I found in one of the metal only containers that's out here. I think it's still there. So that was where the metal bridge came out of. So what we're missing, what we don't have, is a concrete bridge. And I'm not 100% sure that I know how to do it correctly, but I'm pretty confident that I can make it up as I go along. So the stumbling block there is figuring out, where do I put a concrete bridge? Because the span on, and like say I want a concrete bridge with an arch. I don't know how they do that. Like, I don't want to buy material to make forms. So I'm going to have to work out forms out of stuff that I already have. Oh, that's a big old loose thing there. So I'm going to work out, I have to work out forms out of existing materials, and then I have to figure out where it's going to go. And honestly, odds are most likely on it going somewhere in this more trailing section. Because as I turn my head to the left, I think, well, I mean, honestly, putting it right there would probably be the best place to put it, because I can put one of those wood bridges anywhere. What I have wanted to do, you know what? This is Wednesday. What I have wanted to do is look at the size of this thing. I mean, I know it's a weed of some kind, but like, okay, you can't really see through. If that is any botanists out there, what is that? It has a trunk. I have a couple more trying to grow, and I'm just pulling them out. And oh, from the wet winter, we just call them stink trees. These guys right here, which are in full bloom right now. Tree of Heaven, that guy, the Hydra, which we have stopped trying to kill. This is what happens when you try to cut them down. You get like 20. If you leave them alone, like I've just left this guy alone. I don't mess with this guy. All I do is I snap those little branches off the bottom, and then he stays nice like that. Like when I started building this, that trunk right there was probably that big, like the size of a rake handle or an indoor broom handle, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's not splitting and forking. So I'm getting, there's another one. So I just break them off at ground level, and then all the way across, you can kind of see there's another one and another one and another one. They're coming out everywhere. Right there, you can barely see, that is one of the giant thing with the yellow flowers on it. That's yet another one of those. That, we had that wet winter, and man, I think that might be another stink tree of heaven coming up again. They're everywhere, and that just cut that one down, and it's back already. They're literally growing everywhere, like I have never seen. The pepper tree that is above the murder hole is double the size that it was last year. These are not complaints, these are just statements. I will take any cover that I can get out here, because summer will inevitably arrive, and it will get phenomenally hot. But as we're very low, we moved the whole concrete plant, so we are very low on material, on raw material. And you know what? We're gonna stray over into Sultan's Curse, just because I wanna, if I can get out of here, just because I wanna drive and talk at the same time. So yeah, so what you see from the end of that bridge, you can see right there, there's the sign for Savage Lands. And then you saw way over by the contraption, the other sign for Savage Lands. Those kind of are demarcation. They denote the ends, the north and south ends of the obstacle. So it is every bit as big as the super complex that has grown out of Dead Limit, which I don't know if, I mean, I guess, do we call this entire thing Dead Limit? Because from where you can't even see out past, so that white rock right there, Daphne's Third is just on the other side of that, and then that comes all the way over to here. And as we don't have any bananas out here for scale, here's this guy, and we'll drive off to where the end of the obstacle is. So this will give you an idea. So there's one end of it. So Dead Limit starts over there, wide open on the straight axle, comes around here, there he is, comes back around, goes around the teeter-totter here, goes way out. Now, like, he's already gone. I don't know where he's at. There we go. So this is a super group. I don't know, it might be bigger. This might be bigger than Savage Lands. Please don't roll right there. It's too far to walk. There we go. Straight axle advantage. Oh, but where I was rambling towards in that I'm running out of raw material is that over here we've got Sultan's Curse, this bit at the end, which is really, honestly, this is where all this stuff along the fence right here, overhangs like that, those help no one. So I really need to pull all of that out and restack that end so that we can sort of terrace it, and then it needs concrete set, because this dirt set in the front right here, I mean, you can see the handfuls of dirt coming down. Deepwoods are pretty good at this. Eddie is pretty good at this. Let's see if we can transition out onto the Indiana Jones bridge. So when I found this big piece, I was like, well, we gotta make that bridge out of it. If you squint and look at it just from the right angle, it's like he's levitating out in open air. But as you can see, this is look at all the stink trees coming through. They're kind of unstoppable. Here's another. I think this is the yellow thing. There's another one of those. But what I was alluding to in driving over here is that this pile of dirt got dropped off. My wife thinks that's some sort of melon that's growing out of that. There's one there and one there and one there. That's just a pile of dirt. And I was thinking to myself, well, I could use some more fill dirt for some spots. Maybe I'll sift that out. Well, like how compact are we at this point if there are melons growing out of it? I mean, we'll find out. We've got superweed there in the background. We'll find out what those potentially possible melon things turn out to be. We've not spit in the face of the wheels, I don't think. We are officially in Sultan's Curse, but you know, it's all kind of one thing. There are several locations in the canyon where we have necessary breaks. Like, I didn't put anything in this. There is still a continuous, like a trail. Me and the wife used to walk this trail all the time. Like, if you do like, I think 12 little revolutions around it, 12 or 16, you get a mile. So we would come out here and we would walk. You know, it's nice. It's close to home. It's relatively climate controlled in that it stays hotter than everywhere else in the yard. Oh, not more spider webs. So I wanted to also, my mower, my Husky is my guy, so I need enough room. And I did kind of like right there between, right there. I gotta lift up the little grass chute. Is it a grass chute? I gotta lift that little thing up, otherwise it gets stuck on the little stair steps. And I've been, like I say, I've been digging back into the song lyrics because it's kind of how we name obstacles. Sultan's Curse is in front of us. Teardrop is behind us. These guys, this end of Dead Limit over here, and now this guy that's a little independent of it, they haven't really named themselves. Like, the names, they come organically, and those names just haven't made themselves present to me. So this week, when I came out here, instead of thinking about the tuning and the rig, which is what usually seems to happen, this week seems to have been more thinking about the course. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm gonna have to adapt. I don't know when the next time I will get a supply of any kind of raw material. So, still got a couple bags of plastic cement left. Still got enough sand to do 6 or 7 bags. So I've got more stuff to do. I'm really happy with how this guy came out, and I'm gesturing out of frame to stuff you can't see. I'm really happy with how this whole obstacle group came out. I'm pretty happy with it, and I don't know how much more work will get done on this because I'm pretty happy with it. The guy next to it that is over there by Mr. Pinchy, that one's not done. This is the chasm of angry Lexan noises, and we have the problem with magnets plus Velcro in that his body is completely pulled off. Let's see if we can just drive him out of his body. We haven't pulled, the only thing attaching the body to the rig at the time is the wire for his headlights and taillights. Yeah, no, he's not getting out of this. Okay, we've unplugged him, I think. Maybe I'm trying to go too fast. I don't know if I've intentionally driven a vehicle out of its body before. Can we get out this way? No, we've made a catastrophe of it. So over here on this, still as of yet unnamed. Come on. Nope, too steep. How about over here? Nope, it's a funnel. It's a funnel. We can't do it. This is nowhere near completion. This amount of flatness. This was all of the chipped and broken 16-inch pavers, and I was like, I don't feel like carrying these anywhere. So I just dumped them here. I want to leave a grassy portion here. Big overdrive, good in the grass. Mostly good. Uh-oh. Hey. I want to leave a grassy section here in the center just to kind of, I water it down like once a week, which is probably not enough. But I kind of want to see if it can survive the summer. Because honestly, the place is getting a little too gray and tan. Pop a color. Maybe a little pop color. So I brought this guy out here with a battery at like 3.81 volts, which is just under half full, I would say. Seeing how far I could go. And I guess I do, unsurprisingly, more standing and talking while the vehicle sits like this, and I just ramble rather than driving. So the battery lasted longer than anticipated. Do we think we can drive up a piece of sintered, can we even get onto it? Can we even get, Eddie, I'm asking you, it's not a rhetorical question. Do we think we can even get onto it? Angled? Can we drive up a piece of sintered quartz at like 55 degrees? No, not a chance. Not a chance. Doesn't mean we won't try. Yeah, that would have to be laid down significantly more than it is now. Ooh, that weed feels weird. So, more rambly than usual? I don't know, probably. It's nice to see Eddie out. It's nice when the wheels, and I was putting some mental beams out, but the beams didn't work. Just this morning, I was thinking, we haven't seen Blackjack in a forever. I was talking to my buddy, the guy behind the Colonel and whatnot, about how I think everybody has made it into Wheeling Wednesday now at this point. Blackjack has not. So we've only had a couple repeats, but Blackjack has not been in a Wheelin Wednesday. So hopefully the Wheels of Fate will remedy that soon. We got to get that guy out here. I don't remember the last time I drove that guy. So thanks for watching. More stuff coming. Oh, it's so soon. It's so soon. It's so close. Okay. What have we got? So today counts because I still have to drive. Thursday, Friday, pick up the tickets on Monday. I only have to go to that high school 8 more times. Twice a day for 4 days, 8 more times. Graduation ceremony on the 6th. It's, I can feel like it's like a weight is slowly being lifted off of me. I got so spoiled by elementary school and middle school, because I think in some videos you can probably hear the screaming and the bells. It's right here. I took my kids to school on a scooter all the way through. I have one of those big, I have a no-ped kick scooter, and I would put a kid on the front and the bigger kid would ride their scooter, and then they just walked to middle school. So I've been lucky. Of my kids, all my kids' education, I've only had to drive them 5 years. But let me tell you, 5 years of driving to a high school that is only 3 miles away and routinely takes 12 to 15 minutes each way. It's like being a Manhattanite, but you live in the suburbs. I am not going to miss the experience of having to drive to that high school anymore. If I never have to see that place again after these 4 days are done, it will be too soon, my friends. So if you're done driving kids to school, share with me in a hallelujah. If you have not yet begun to do that yet, I wish you well, and I bid you Godspeed. So the 10-minute outro is probably only, it's probably about 6 minutes today. We'll get a 6-minute outro. I thank you all for watching. I invite you all to comment below. Those, you happy few who do watch and comment upon Wheelin Wednesday, I thank you above all. Like if you liked it, subscribe, channel memberships, etc., etc. We did the spiel. I'll try to remember to put some affiliate links below. Check those out if you feel like it. What I need are more comments from the comments. I was getting at least a from the comments video a week out of y'all people. You need to throw some suggestions down there, not just the kind that involve me spending money, because if you know how much YouTube AdSense pays, you would know I am not independently wealthy. I've paraphrased before. I'll paraphrase again right now. To paraphrase, is it Schoolboy Q? Paid on the 1st, broke on the 3rd. My Google AdSense comes through on the 21st of the month, and yeah, by the 23rd, it's pretty much spent. Because I buy up all the stuff that I can to work the builds. I'm still formulating the ideas for the giveaway rig, whatever that's going to be. I haven't decided. We're still a while off. We're like 200,000 views away from 1 million. So I've got some time. We get about 2,000 channel views a day, if anyone was curious about it. That's about where I sit. That's my average. So that's potentially 100 days away, about 3 more months. We keep plugging. I thank you for sticking with me on the plugging journey. That sounded weird. We will see you again very soon. Do I remember what's coming up tomorrow? Nope. Do I remember what's coming up Friday? State of the Canyon. Saturday, something. I don't know. Graduation party for my kid in 10 days. And then after that, the lights. We'll have to have a nighttime video after that. Man, I lied. We're closing in on that 10-minute outro again. Yeah, with that, that's it. Let's do this. We'll line up right here. Reposition camera here, and I'll say, look how nice and open that dirt is. And wait, let's turn it down. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just slowly drive off in the distance. I will see you all again very soon. Hopefully, in between now and then, do your very best, one and all. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you real soon. You know where to find us. We're always here.